check out our next project, guys. This house is phenomenal. I'm telling you, the high ceilings, open windows, this great family room that I'm gonna be staging. I cannot wait to bring this to you guys. We're gonna be styling this in a couple of weeks. It's a clean canvas for your eyes only. You get to see the whole process take place. So let's go to it. It's always interesting to me that from the time that I get that initial phone call for a consultation, leading up to the consultation day, I always have this vision of what this property is gonna look like that I make up in my mind. And then I get there and there's a red door. Just starting off with this beautiful big red door just tells you a little bit about what's going on inside. And guys, it hasn't been styled yet, but let's go through. I want to show you what's going on here. So this is our foyer area that you walk into, and immediately to your left, you have a beautiful, so it's just a coincidence, I guess, that the past few projects that we have gone to, the smoke alarm batteries have not been replaced. And of course, it had to happen on our filming day too. So if you hear that beep going, just know that it has not been attended to yet. Open concept living room that we're gonna be styling. So I'm thinking this house is very modern, and we're gonna be keeping the furniture really light and airy and contemporary looking. Low profile, a lot of raw materials gonna be happening in here. And let me just stop myself right there, because I know you guys see me just walking through the house, but let me just tell you that my creative juices are flowing right when I entered that house, because this is what we do as designers. When you get the call for a consultation, your responsibility is not to just go in there and take photos. Your responsibility is to actually envision what you want to do there. And that's what I was thinking about. My colors and the style of furniture I'm going to be using. Oh, it's so much fun. And then we come on this side to the dining room. Love this light fixture, and I'm sure it looks familiar to you because we used something like this in a brass finish at our Yorkville project. It was a beautiful condo that we did. Love this light. It's actually beautiful. So then we're gonna do an 8-seater here, table, chairs. When you're laying out what you want to be doing in each space, you gotta look at your perimeters and what's around you and what you could potentially be blocking. Between the living room and dining room, there was this built-in divider that was a great idea, but it would limit my furnishing for both rooms, because now living room will not get a sofa, 2 accent chairs, and my dining room will not get a console table, because now if I do these things, I'm going to be blocking the entries into both rooms. And you want to keep a flow going throughout from one room into the next. So no blocking. I'm walking in a museum, guys. So seriously, this is our great room here, our family room, and it's really oversized. And I have the perfect pieces for this in my inventory right now. So I'm thinking we're gonna do a nice sectional piece, a collage of coffee tables, a couple cool accent chairs, keeping up with the minimalistic look, not bringing in too many weird or funky pieces, just staying with the whites and the neutrals, bring in some accent pieces. And wow, we have a scaffold in here, but this is gonna be gone in a couple of days. So it's one of those things that you sometimes wonder, you know, what condition the house is going to be in. Sometimes we'll go in and there's trades in there doing finished carpentry, and you'll come out with an eye infection. And sometimes you'll go in there and the house is almost ready. And that's where you want the phase of the house to be at, where it's almost ready for you to stage it, because you want all of your finishes in, you want to see the light fixture finishes, you want to see the paint color, you want to see the countertop. So if they're calling you a little bit too early, you won't see your finishes, and you cannot really envision what you would do with the space, and your project just will not have the same outcome. So always make sure that you're getting in there when everything is pretty much done. A scaffold in the middle of the room is okay. It's not a deal breaker, but you know, you want to make sure most of the stuff is in so you can do your job properly. And we have a beautiful modern kitchen, which we're going to do chairs here, bar stools. This space right here is potentially going to be our kitchen breakfast area. We're still debating if we want to do that right now or wait until afterwards. The reason why this area was under debate was because I know in all of my videos, I always preach about how you have to show every single area like it's usable space, and you have to show each room that is available to be used for that particular space. For example, a breakfast area should be shown in the kitchen if you have the space for it. Now, we had the space for it here, but because the homeowners wanted to present this house more of like a model suite, very modern, minimalistic, airy, I knew that if I did bring the furniture in, it was going to create a problem where the builder would say, this is too busy looking, I don't like it. And I knew that that was the vision they were going for, minimalistic, modern. So, did we end up using it? You'll find out. I don't want to reveal too much, so now let's go downstairs, take some photos there, and then we're going to get out of here and start planning for this beautiful job. All right, so now we are in the basement and we have some cool music going on to greet us down here. Guys, I want to see what this is. Oh, I love this. Oh, it's nice and cool down here. So this is like a wine cellar. I love the finishes, the white oak. Now here's an opportunity for you to create some add-ons in your staging, because you will have rooms like a wine room, certain rooms in a basement that you can always offer to your clients as add-ons. And if they stage it, that's a fantastic thing. You're just raising up the staging value. Nice pot lights. This is a very cool room. All right. So many rooms down here. It's in here. Okay, so we have some of the lighting that has not been installed yet upstairs. So these are just some more supplies. So this is like the nanny room, which we're going to be styling as an office space. And I think it's a great idea to do that. It has its own bathroom too. And let's step into, guys, check this out. This is one of the best parts of the house. So this is a spa slash workout area, exercise room. And what I love most about this, look at the money that has been spent in this house. So see this black frame, this glass inside, it goes clear, and then you push a button and all of a sudden it becomes opaque. You can have like total privacy when you're in here when you want it, or flip it, it becomes clear and you get to see your view of the outside. So there's going to be some workout equipment here. We have a beautiful sauna spa area here with, that should be really cool. You have a TV up there too. Oh my goodness. This would totally be my favorite room. Oh, days like this, like after work, come here and just chill. Yes, please. They've really thought of everything in this house. I love it. I want to see what's here. I love the black finishes. And you have a full black shower in here too. Oh my God, when you just want to be left alone, this is the place to come to. It's a little scary. Let's go see what's happening on the other side of the basement. All right, so then we come across here. And yes, this is the rec area. This we're gonna set up as a TV space here. Just sit down, lounge around, low profile furniture, very clean and modern looking. And then this is the bar area here. I love it. It's very clean and neutral. Turn on the lights. This is the basement. Let's take some photos and go on upstairs. All right, so now stepping into the primary bedroom. And I'm already loving what I'm seeing. I don't want to reveal too much, but all of this is built in, and then you have the primary ensuite on the other side. So this is a very nice space room, and I'm feeling like if we do our king headboard here, something low profile, modern looking, 2 nightstands. We don't have any sconces here, so we can put some cool lights up. Bedding, decorative pillows. So this is a good size room, but it's not oversized. So we can finish off the bed with a bench. And I definitely want to see an accent chair here in the window beside the fireplace, because this is the little reading nook. So it's important to use your space really well without cluttering up. So we're not going to clutter by putting in a love seat or anything like that. We're going to do a nice size accent chair here and just really bring the room all together. So guys, check out this view. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. I love all the overgrown trees here. Such a mature area. Oakville is one of the most beautiful locations. Okay, let's go see what's going on this side. Every room we go into, there's different kind of music going on. I'm loving this. So guys, we are done with our walkthrough. I'm gonna go and make a proposal for the client and then hopefully stage this place in a couple weeks. They have to do their final cleaning, get rid of everything that's going on here, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. So from that first consultation day up until staging day was a few weeks, but there was a lot for us to do because we had to get a proposal ready for this house. And the proposal that we made for them, because it's a much larger property and a luxury property, chances are they will not be just staging the main floor and primary bedroom like our typical homes. They will want to do more and show more and really create a vibe throughout the whole house. So what you want to do in a situation like this is give them different options. So you have your main floor plus the primary bedroom, and then you break up every individual bedroom as an add-on. The basement rec area will be another add-on. The office for the basement would be another add-on. So then they get to decide and see where their budget is and what they're looking at staging, potentially the whole house or just a few rooms. Well guys, today is staging day and we have so much to do here. We have like 3 truckloads going to another city. Basically, it's about 45 minutes away. So we have to keep this as tight and organized as possible. But the warehouse is so not organized right now because there's so much going out that we're like, everything is all over the place. So come and have a look because I'm gonna blow your mind. It's actually a lot better than it was earlier. I'm actually looking for cushions right now that I cannot find. And it doesn't matter how prepared you think you are for your project. There will always be those few little items that you kind of said, okay, I'll remember to get that too. Make a list because on the day of staging, that's your last chance to put everything together, get it on the truck, and get it out to the house. However, if you do have multiple trips for your property, you're kind of saved because chances are if you remember something you forgot or you go there and something doesn't work out, then you can have your team bring it for you from the warehouse. But keep in mind, distance is always a factor too. If it's only a 1 trip, you want to make sure everything is in there and you don't forget anything because you don't want to be driving another 45 minutes to an hour just for a bed skirt. They're the cushions for a sofa that we're using in the basement, and within the move in and the move out, it got placed somewhere that I cannot find. So we're on a hunt right now for these cushions. I actually found 2 of them placed in the wrong sofa. So we got to keep our eyes and ears and everything open, looking for our cushions. Well, this is the madhouse right now that we're dealing with. You guys know my accessory room, and have you ever seen it this unorganized? Well, it's only like this because all of these bins, there's about 20 bins of accessories going to this property. And then we have our flowers and we have all of our lampshades. So we're gonna start rolling this stuff into the truck. The truck is almost loaded. I wanna actually show you what's happening on this side. Now I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, 20 bins of accessories. How much money do I need to put into this in order to stage with 20 bins of accessories? Well, guys, the reality of it is that when you're just starting out, all you're really doing is just accumulating your pieces and gathering all these wonderful pieces that you can eventually use in multiple jobs and pay it off. Now, I've been doing this for over 16 years, and obviously throughout the years, I've kept a lot of my pieces, but I've also turned over a lot of my pieces. So I've had different sales or clients have bought certain pieces that were in their house. So this is what happens. You invest in the business, and then at some point you let go of it and you make your money back by doing the projects. Within 3 projects, you should be making your money back on every single piece that you're spending on. And by that, I mean, if you're buying a sofa, say for $3,000, and you're charging that sofa each time, say $500 in your project, 3 to 4 different stagings, that sofa's paid off. So basically, you're not getting your return on your first stage. This is something that is of a future pace. So count on 3 to 4 different projects going out before you make your money back. And then it's all uphill from there, because all you're doing is generating income for yourself and profiting. We have 3 loads of trucks going out, maybe 2.5, but just want to show you guys this, because this is what we do with all of our lamps, just so that they're protected and they don't get broken. We call them the baby bundle. So we'll bundle them up like a baby in our moving blankets and then place them in really secure, safe spots in the truck so that they don't break, get damaged, because it's one thing to deal with it at a project of missing an item, especially when it's 45 minutes away, but it's another thing to lose a favorite piece and then have to replace it. It's called the baby bundle. It's not called people proof. And remember guys, you can only baby bundle all you want to save your pieces through the shipping process, but once it gets to the house, anything can happen. Yeah, it broke, the lamp broke. We came to take the top off. Anyway, it fell and it broke. So we need new lamps for the primary bedroom. Thank you. Okay, bye. Well, while we were working away and getting stuff done, something terrible happened. I'd like to show you, because it actually broke my heart. You know when you have those pieces that you're extra careful about sometimes? And you're like, oh, well, I want to save it for my special projects. And I want to save it for the nice area. Sorry, Rada, I don't mean to make you feel bad. It broke. So we came to take the top little piece and it slipped and hit this spot right here and it broke the lamp. It is garbage, cannot save it. However, we do have its friend, which is safe, but it's gonna have to be used for one of those spots where it's a single on its own, or if we decide to do something different on each end. But this one, it's going to the graveyard. Done. It doesn't actually happen often that we break stuff, but things happen. So, you know, it is what it is. It was meant to happen. And I'd rather it happen to that than anybody else or the house. So let's take it as good luck for us. I think anywhere between 50 to 60 blankets is safe, because you have to consider not only do you need to protect the furniture that's there, but you also need to protect some of your accessories, as well as you have to have some blankets that are outdoor blankets where you can place inside of the house. And you guys have seen when we put blankets on the floor when we do our staging, those are like outdoor blankets. And then you have indoor blankets, which is for the furniture. You want to keep the blankets clean, so when they're going on your white pieces, nothing is getting dirty, and you constantly have to be cleaning them and washing them. So I have some of my stuff here. I have my list, the hard copy list with a description of pieces, and as a backup, I have my handy tablet that has all of the photos of the pieces going out, and therefore when the guys want to basically see in the living room what's coming in, for example, they can see a description of the photo and how many of. So items like this, which are 2, you'll see 2 here, keeps us very organized. And live inventory is definitely the way to go if you have your own inventory and you have your own stuff, because then you know what's out, what's coming in, and what you have to work with for your next project. We have over 60 pieces going to this house, and this is just furniture. This is not including the 20 bins of accessories. This is not including your decorative pillows and artwork, table lamps, and everything else that it takes to complete an actual styling, because it's not only about the furniture, it's about how you accessorize the room and really bring it all together with your smaller items. I'm just actually marking down the bar stools so that the team knows which rooms they go in. It just makes it so much easier at the project, when they look at the green tape and they know automatically kitchen island goes straight into there, it avoids any kind of clutter and mess in the house. And this way it comes in, goes straight into its room. And this way the process just moves a lot faster. I want to have a little heart-to-heart talk with you because this is a topic that really I'm passionate about, and I've been in the industry long enough to know the different situations and problems that can come up during a project. And one of the main things is when different styles clash. So when you have, as the designer, have a certain aesthetic, certain design, certain type of furniture that you rent out, and your client has a different vision for that property. This is something you need to clarify with your client before you even go to the consultation. Make sure that they know of your work, they've seen your work, they're familiar with your style, and then go to the consultation. Once your consultation is done, you should have it in your contract that you work based on your style and your selection of furniture, and things will not get changed based on what the client wants. And this means there's one chef in the kitchen. Too many people making decisions, especially when it comes to design and people have different perspectives and different opinions. It's a recipe for chaos when everybody thinks that, well, they should do what I want, the realtor thinks, or well, I'm the homeowner and this is what I want. No, you're the interior designer, you are the home stager, you decide what goes in this house, and you have to make this very clear to your client in order to have a smooth and peaceful project and a successful one, because usually when they listen to you, that's when magic happens. These are actually really new. Yes, I haven't used them. And as you can see, they still have their wrap on them. They're not new per se because we actually had these before in our inventory and it went into a project. The first project it went to, they got sold. The new homeowners wanted them. I ended up buying new ones because, again, it's one of those versatile pieces that I can use in my project. So that's the important thing when you're choosing inventory. Make sure that your pieces are something that, say, out of 10 homes, you can probably use it in 5 or 6 of them, and this way there's constant turnover. It's actually pretty common that we sell items, sometimes whole package and sometimes few pieces here and there, but it's nice because it also gives us a chance to revamp our inventory and bring in new pieces that are trending, whereas if everything were to just stay all the time, 5,000 square feet would get filled up so quickly. So like this, it gives us a nice chance to kind of turn over our furniture as well. Few accent chairs that can go.
Yes.
And there are still some end tables that can go. Oh, you're already full.
So we're gonna do bedding, babies, lampshades and stuff. And
so you're gonna put the babies in between. Okay.
Yeah, and then babies will go here, lampshades on top, and then I can move a few things around, and then just kind of build a little more here. But I don't want to like this. I don't have ropes as well. I don't have the blankets I usually do. So
we do. We have
the straps. But I just make a quick for sure at this point.
Okay.
And then, but I think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be honestly 2 trips, depending.
Fingers crossed. Can we take our tree with us too? Yeah. Can you just kind of plop it on?
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That vase right there, the one with the lines on it. These are our new sofas we're using it for the first time at this project. Love the poodle fabric. Kept consistent with my inventory because then I can use it with other chairs that are in poodle or even break it up with my sectional pieces. But you guys will get the idea today once we style it. So basically we need 2 bar stools that we're missing right now. 2 bar stools are missing. A headboard is missing and a cushion for our sofa. We have to do a hunt.
Yeah. We're gonna take a film in 5 minutes. We're gonna look at the list of stuff. We'll look.
But it's not just the pillows. There's 2 bar stools, the 2 black ones. There's the headboard with the frame.
Yes.
So let's all scatter around the warehouse and look for these items because if we don't have it, then I have to change the pieces. And this is why it's so important to have live inventory, because when that computer says it's at the warehouse, every single hole has to be checked until you find that piece, because can't possibly walk out of the warehouse, right? And yes, we ended up finding it. Do you think that before we leave, we can get the big blue ladder and grab some stuff from the top? We have the dining chairs, and I see this console that we're going to be taking with us for the basement. So basically the truck is loaded, but what I want to do and what we usually do is before we leave, the team will go through, pick out whatever extra pieces there are that's going for the next load, line them up in the hallway here, and then come back for their second load and just take in versus having to pull pieces, each piece, single piece, every piece. Oh, we're good. I got this. And there's also this table here that's going. Just one in there. Well, it doesn't have to go in this load, as long as it just goes. As long as it just goes, because we are so far and we do not want to have to come back again. Guys, seriously, I'm pretty sure that I have all of these pieces. It's just that, yeah, we've had some renovation work going in here. We've put up a lot of shelves and things are not as organized right now as I would like them to be. But I need to find these pieces. Do you guys have faith in me? I guess you'll know. You'll know if I end up changing the pieces if I couldn't find them. Okay guys, the team has just left for the first load and I'm heading out too now. So I will catch you guys there. See you shortly. Well guys, we're far from home, about 45 minutes away from home, I would say, no traffic. It's a fun ride coming up here, and this is an amazing area, guys. Check out these wonderful luxury houses that we have not staged yet. So if you are selling one of these, make sure you call us because I want to do a property here for sure. For sure. It's really actually not even just about the properties here. It's actually about the location because these homes are backing up to Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario is not the nicest lake. I mean, you cannot go swimming in it and not expect to come out with 3 arms, but it is a beautiful thing to look at. I mean, water, I'm such a water person, so anything with a lake view, water view, ocean view just totally relaxes me, and I would pay double for that property if I had to. So yes, it's not just about the homes here. The homes are definitely beautiful and luxurious, but it's also about the location. On a typical staging day, we already have a basic idea of how long we're going to be out for this project. And I usually have my guys start around 8 a.m. They're at the warehouse. They start going through the list to see what's going out, start planning everything if we haven't done it the night before. Then you get into the project, you start going, you might need stuff or not. If you're a seasoned stager, I would think in one day you should be able to do a full stage, as in a living room, a primary, 2 to 3 bedrooms, and a basement with 2-load truck. And if you are just starting out, please give yourself time. Please give yourself a couple days. Let your client know that you will need 2 days to complete the job. And typically clients are prepared for that. When they ask me and I say I'm gonna do it in 1 day, they're always like, oh, really? You're gonna put together a whole house in 1 day? Well, yes, I have been doing it for so long. But if you haven't and you're just starting out, make sure they know to not book photographers ever for the same day of staging, always the next day. And if you do need the 2 days, make sure you have them book it just after you're done. And this way, you're not stressed, you get to get all your right pieces in, and they get a lovely product in return. We made it, and we're getting prepared, just putting everything in its own room, kind of in its own room. And I noticed that my vampires don't like to turn on lights, so I was just going around turning on some lights so that we can start styling and actually see what we're doing. This place is looking amazing. I mean, you guys saw the consultation. Everything was all over the place. We had a scaffold up here. The lights are installed. The furniture pieces are coming in. I do still see a little bit of touch-ups needed here and there, but it's ready for us to style. And that's so important when you arrive at a property to make sure that it is ready for you. And it's still beeping after 3 weeks. It still has just enough juice to keep on beeping while we're filming and driving me crazy. at the same time.
Final cleaning has to be done, especially in a new built house because there's so much dust everywhere. And I mean, when you're staging, you don't create that much of a mess. It's always good for them to have the final cleaning done and then for you to bring in your furniture and start making the space look like a real house. And this is our dining room. We only have our rug right now. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see the finished product here. Always take off your green tape. Make sure your furniture doesn't have any other extra green tape going around. So I know these pieces are going to be swooshing over. 2 shades, instead of doing a single sofa piece, I decided to do these 2 custom pieces. So one hanging this way, one hanging this way with a little table in the middle. And then we'll have our coffee table, probably be able to do our accent chair here and the armless poodle.
There was a reason why I didn't do a full sofa in that room. And to be honest, it would have fit and you would have had plenty of space to do an accent table beside it. But I felt that because this house was a little bit more different, I wanted to create more of that magazine vibe and go a little bit outside of what you ordinarily would see in a house, which would be a sofa. And this really stirred up some interest because whoever walked in there absolutely loved it. And the accent chair, well, it didn't make it to the list because it is a deep chair and it did completely block the right side of that feature wall. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to leave it open and airy. So wait to see what happens next.
And we have some books that was supplied to us by the designer. And then we're gonna have our dining table here, 8 to 10 chairs. I'm gonna try for 10. And if it fits, great. If not, we'll stick with the 8. We don't wanna clutter up the space either. This is living and dining area.
So do you want an accent table between the 2?
Yes. So hold on, okay, let me just pull it out a little bit. So you're gonna go in more, because we do have an accent chair we wanna fit in here too. And then accent table. It's actually the long, narrow brass one.
Sure.
And that one is at the warehouse.
Yeah. So
You're just gonna come in here, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is, I'm not even off my rug. Maybe you pull back a little bit and we'll push this in a little bit.
Now I know you guys are seeing me with a bunch of different people going through this house with a lot of manpower and thinking, well, that must be nice. This doesn't happen with every project, and every project is different. So when you're budgeting your project, make sure that you don't over budget because you're gonna end up not making anything on it. So your manpower, the amount of people you need really depends on the size of your project. So if you're doing a condo, all you need is 2 movers, because if you have anything larger than an accent chair, you need 2 guys. 2 movers, 1 stager. If you're staging a house of this size, we had 3 movers, 3 stagers, and 1 person just doing a general cleanup of the property.
Just a little bit, yeah? Just so it's even on both sides. That's enough room there. You should do that, yeah. Bring this over a little bit more. Bring it over, yeah. And then do that one kind of tucked away. I'm actually creating a little setup here with different tables and just 2 circular tables. 1 was not enough. I needed another one. So when you do something like this, you got to make sure that you have the height difference. So one should be taller than the other so that it can kind of go over each other and create a little cluster of coffee tables. And then we have our brand new sectional coming here and across. 2 accent chairs, and we're good. I'm so excited for the sectional to come because when it does, in front of you guys, I'm gonna unbox it and unwrap it because I haven't actually seen it live yet. We placed the order, gave Renato our measurements, and prayed for the best. So let's hope it turned out really nice for this space. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna switch this one out and put this. Rado, what do you think? I don't think the gold goes together very well. I'm thinking of putting that one in the family room, and I'll leave this one, these 2 here
So
like
don't
this.
bring a family.
What was our coffee table there? So I'm gonna do the collage with this one. This one's better because the gold, the metal, actually works a lot nicer with this. And we do have a lot of black accents, so this will look nice off the accent tables.
Made that two-piece black fabric.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Do you want us to use it for somewhere else in the house?
Keep it until before you leave. If we use it, we use it. If not, then we can take it back.
It's here, so if you want to use it.
Okay. I always like to go to the kitchen area, get on the island. Big island like this will do just fine because then you can obviously protect the island first. Don't start putting in your ceramics and your metals on people's islands and potentially getting it damaged. So put a little protection, something very thin that it's not gonna, create waves or be dangerous for your accessories. And then you put on your accessories. So the way we've done it is we've grouped it by room. So everything gets out. Everything is tagged with green tape to show basically which room it's being used for. And so yeah, we've grouped them up by room. Then they're gonna get a nice wipe down with our trusty Windex. And I saw a Bounty somewhere. Well, I guess it got used. We wipe everything down because obviously it comes from the warehouse. There's dust on it. You want it to be perfect mint condition. Then they get into a bin and they go either upstairs to whichever room or downstairs or wherever it's being designated to. And then slowly, this area starts getting less and less and less until bang, there's nothing left and you're fully styled. So what I like to do is once everything has been wiped down, I like to take the pieces to their rooms. So I'm gonna do that right now since I am in the family room, because then if you have a second trip back to the warehouse like we do, you can text your guys a new set of lists of whatever you may need, because once the pieces are in the property, things get shifted and moved around, or you might feel like something works better. This way you know what's going in that room, you're seeing the color visually, and then you get to make the final decision. So, given that my stickers are on the pieces, I know that this is for the family room. And what else is for my family room? Let's go on this side. I know these guys are for the family room. So I'm gonna grab these pieces and I'm going to go to the family room and put them down. Basically, could be on the table, off the table. But again, just to get a little visual of what your pieces, are going to look like. So this guy's probably gonna go on an end piece. So I'm just gonna kind of set them in. These guys are all for the family room. I do mark my coffee table books as well, just because, again, it just makes it easier when you go to the stage so you know where it goes. You see the marker, you see the sticker, you know it's family room, it goes in the family room. It leaves less room for confusion, especially when you have a team and you're the one doing the setup. You want them to be on the same visual path as you are, so that when they get to the project, if you're running around doing something else, they know which accessories go where and you don't come back to a surprise. So these are some neutral pieces that I always use in my projects, and they're space fillers. So they're not like your standout-ish type of accessory like this. They're used for when you want to neutralize a space or you don't want to overdo a space. Because they're glass, you can put in something of a lighter color so that it doesn't stand out as much. Or if you want to give it a little bit of pop of color, we put in our green moss. And I'm going to use these in the spa area in the basement on the shelving. There's shelves down there, so I thought put these and towels and just kind of fill in the space versus doing a lot of more substantial pieces. You can fill them in with these nice clear vases. Okay, so final decision, we decided to go with this one. Rada pointed out that we also have this end table, which is really nice as well. And I like it too because I feel like it complements the coffee table the most. This one might be still a little bit too much. We actually brought it as an extra piece for the primary and then obviously started playing around with this. You could potentially do all three and create a collage. I just find that it might be a bit much for this house. So this is the guy we're gonna go with. It's more of like a cement type of plaster finish, which goes nice with the base of our Burnaby table. Then we're gonna put in some accessories. And yes, this bad boy is the winner.
They always say two heads are better than one. Well, I definitely agree with that because I always find that I have more confidence when I bounce back ideas between myself and my fellow associate. And in this case, it was no different, because just getting another person's perspective, opinion, fresh take on your project is important, and it does allow you to expand your vision. So if you can have another person on the team with you at a project, great, because again, their feedback will only improve your project too. You could take their advice, or you don't have to. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Light and easy pieces that we can move. We don't need the men for this. So we're placing things, because the guys have left for the second load. So we're placing things where they're supposed to go, just so that when they come back with all of the other pieces, it can make the process of putting everything in its place, putting in the final touches, and calling it a day. So we're preparing for the preparing process. We're pre-prepping. Okay, so we have a pile of stuff happening here. Like, I mean, you guys are totally getting firsthand here of what goes on in my projects. So we try to keep as organized as possible, just so things don't get kind of damaged or forgotten about, and this just keeps the process moving a lot smoother when you bundle your packages. So all of the lamps and lampshades all came here. So now looking at my green tape, I know this is a family room piece, and I don't have to kind of play the memory game of, oh, where did I pick this for? So this definitely goes a long way when you sticker your items. When it comes to pieces like my lamps or decorative pillows or accessories, I always like to keep them in an allocated area in the house where it's a little bit more compressed and together, and everything is not everywhere. So once you're ready to start spreading out your table lamps, you go there, you pick them up, and you take them and you disperse them. You don't have your movers place pieces just anywhere they feel. You have to designate an area and say, put all the lamps here, put all the decorative pillows here, put all the bedding here. Obviously, bins go in the kitchen, so that they know everything is organized, and when you're ready to go and start tackling those pieces, they're all there. You just start dispersing and you're done. Everything is clean, it's organized, and there's less room for disaster. This one is going to be for our end table, so I'm going to place it here. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go in this corner, because once my sectional comes, I'm going to see if I want to do a modular, so keep them kind of open from each other, or if I'm going to stick it together, depending on the room and what we're dealing with. But I'm going to put it here. I'm going to go look for the lampshade, bring it, put it on top, get it ready, and all the rest of the pieces that are there. Oh my goodness, look at all this greenery. Can you believe it's actually like almost second week of December and we don't have snow? This is, to my surprise, not feeling like Toronto, but I'm liking it. Anyway, back to our staging. I need to go call the guys because they're at the warehouse now and I need some extra pieces from them. Hi, there is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, how many was on your list? Yeah, it's only 4 we need for here. Okay, can I just make a note to you? The mattresses you bring for the primary, can you make sure they're the ones that have the holes in them, because we need to put the legs in. So you have the tops here, you need the base. Okay, did you get my list of extras I need? Can you call me with FaceTime when you're ready? Ta-da! And this is our beautiful upside down modular sofa. I love, every time I see this fabric, I get super excited. Yes, I am moving the sofa. Yes, let's check this out, Mike. All right, check this out. This is beautiful, guys. Okay, so what we did different here, and once all of the pieces come in, you'll see, is we reconfigured the style of our other sectional and did more of a rounded back here. As you can see, it's not so squared. So it's more rounded edges, and we did, instead of doing them in like 38 to 40 inch pieces, we did 5 feet. So we have 3 pieces that are 5 foot long each. Now we're gonna put the cushions on and see how it turns out. Well, all right guys.
guys, I hope you enjoyed this styling process and everything that had to go with it today. From the highs to the lows, there were a lot of challenges, and I'm gonna definitely be bringing you the home tour in a few days because we still have a little bit of tweaking to do and finishing up, but the grand reveal will be coming up your way. Thanks for joining us on this styling process, and we will catch you in the next one.